So yes, Hik-Connect 6 is the latest version that we have. For some of you that are not familiar with this Hik training webinar, we will focus on that new merge of majority of the other apps that we had in the past that we are merging into one big or two big mobile apps for mobile devices. And some of you know that there were problems maybe in the past, but like any other software and program, we find sometimes hiccups and we resolve them. So one of them are trying to reduce the amount of programs and apps that are available. So if you have any questions, I'm not going to be following, the team will be following, and then afterwards we will answer those questions after the recording. So first of all, obviously Hik-Connect 6, and then we have our Hik Partner Pro app. So Hik-Connect is designed and will always be designed for the end user. And there might be a different category there when it comes to end user. Maybe I am the owner of multiple shops. Then I also get classified as an end user. Then we also have the Hik Partner Pro app, which is designed for installers. So helping them to design and set up the system correctly and make sure that it's easier, because not everybody walks around with a laptop these days. All right, moving forward, and I just want it to work for me. There we go. So in the content itself, we're going to get into the Hik-Connect in the first part first. We're going to show you guys a little bit of new features, what is up and coming in this quarter, and especially in the rest of the year, as well as the team mode, which is a really super easy way to monitor multiple sites. Then we have our Hik Partner Pro. In the Hik Partner Pro, we're going to focus on the SADP tool that's on your mobile phone, as well as having the C-type connection from your mobile phone to a camera with an RJ45 connection, LAN connection, and you can basically configure it through your mobile phone now, which makes it easier. The CCTV technology, the co-branding, as well as some additional features. So let's get into it. Right, so the Hik-Connect 6, yes, it is launched, and there's going to be quite a few different updates as well that's going to be released of this version as well. So please take note that some of these features might not be available for your Hik-Connect 6 version, but as soon as we update it, as we go forward in the rest of the year, you'll see these changes appearing. So what we can expect from the cloud side of the family. So in the cloud side of the family, I just want to get my laser out here so I can show you guys a little bit more. So first of all, we can use it for any normal business, shop, house, whatever the case is, for small environment. The nice thing is we can do playback, get instant alarm notification, and also use the intercom call communication with that remote access as well. So you can open up the gate for the person from your mobile device, which makes it a lot easier. This is basically for the personal mode, which is for the end users itself. But in that same category of the end users, we also have the team mode. This is now for SMBs. That is now your small businesses and stuff, and also your enterprise users. This allows you to connect up multiple different chains of shops or offices or, community areas, and communicating it to an ARC company, on response company, as well as our wireless solar range as well that can also be communicated with this kind of solution. This is now for the end user, and the end user can also be used as an installer. So if I purchase my own alarm system, I can configure it through the Hik-Connect app, which I don't need an installer for. But if I want to later on add it to installer, I can add it to a certified installer through the Hik Partner Pro app, which makes it a lot easier for installers and SIs to be able to manage. So very nice little feature there. So in this, we're going to get started with some of the new features for the personal mode. So again, please take note of this, that not all devices are up to date when it comes to this. And when I mean devices, your mobile device, that's the first thing. And we are working on that because, again, each manufacturer has their own rules and regulations that we need to follow. Second part is that this feature is working currently on the AX Pro alarm system. So if you have an AX Pro alarm system, the version of your AX Pro needs to be upgraded from version 1. I think it's 296 or no, version 19.6 or 2. I can't remember, but it's somewhere around about there, to the latest version of AX Pro. The latest version is version 2.0.0.0. So not everyone has that capability to upgrade to their devices to that latest version, but please take note, as I mentioned, very shortly that will be out on all the mobile devices available for the guys to be able to use. This is including Android and iPhones as well, so making it easy. So first part is having an SOS button on your mobile phone. It's a big little widget that you can put up and have an SOS button. You have two functionalities, having it either audible, so it will make a noise, or have it silent. That will go through towards our company, notifying them that you have a problem. Another feature is to be able to arm and disarm your alarm system from your app. Again, having that widget, so quick, easy, just the tap, arming it, and it will ask you stay or away arm. You select the option and it's done. Very easy, very straightforward. The same goes for the disarm feature. Just the button there. Again, there's no sound, but I'm sure you guys have the understanding of how this basically works. Right. So it does say that it's been released already on Android. Some Android devices do have the capability of upgrading, but again, if your Hik-Connect app has been upgraded and your AX Pro alarm system has been upgraded, this feature will be available. Some of you would see that on your Hik-Connect app on Android, that the feature for the SOS is already available, but not the widgets for the arm and disarm. This means that your alarm system still needs to be upgraded. If there's no availability for the firmware for upgrade, please just keep note on that. It will be released shortly. Okay. And then obviously our iOS, yeah, sorry guys. So in that functionality, sharing is a lot easier. We have two different methods. So the first one is sharing by account. So if you maybe know your wife's or your partner's contact details or their email address, whatever they've registered through their own Hik-Connect app, they can basically go and select that email address and share whatever content that you want to share with them or products that you want to share, so they have access to that. The other one is just a QR code. So you select the option, it creates a QR code, and you can get whoever that you want to see your CCTV or your alarm system or your access control or your video intercom. They can just scan the mobile code and it will appear on their side, giving them permission. Very straightforward and easy. Two different methods. Then we get into additional features. So additional features are coming, will be arming and disarming of your NVRs and batch. So if you have multiple NVRs, it allows you to arm and disarm and batch. We'll also be able to select the light mode as well for the live view and the 4G solar cameras as well. It's not just the 4G solar cameras, but also some of the additional 4G cameras that we will be releasing this year will also work under that functionality. The bandwidth has been reduced and also the speed of the communication has been increased. This is due to the fact that we've got a much bigger server and we moved the server closer to Africa. So this makes everything much faster for communication. Then when it comes to your video intercom, a lot has changed. So we can also have that remote calling. We can grant the person access towards the building. You also have your mainstream and substream option as well. So for the camera on the master station or the outer door station, you can actually see the camera quality and also displaying any other further information or settings that is required. The nice thing about this is also that you can link from your video intercom a camera. So if sometimes, and this happens to me personally, all right? If someone is at your gate and they press the bell, it phones through to your mobile phone. You answer and you see no one. It can be linked to a camera, so you can see the camera for the gate station, as well as the camera looking at the gate area. And then you see it's your mother-in-law, and then you just ignore the call. All right, moving forward. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. Moving forward, we have the fall detector radar. There are 3 different sensors that we can use for fall detection. These are what we call our presence detectors, and we'll later on highlight that a little bit more. I'm not sure if a colleague of mine, Rahul, showed it earlier in the previous videos, but I will definitely highlight it again. The nice thing is it's in real time. This gives us the capability if someone that's elderly falls down onto the ground, this sensor picks it up and sends an alert to whoever needs to be notified, whether it's the person itself that needs to look after them, or maybe an armed response company. This makes it a lot easier, and also linking or playbacking to a different camera. Moving forward, our network side, there's quite a bit more. So we have our routers, our switches, as well as our different APs and AC configuration adapters. These are actual plugs that goes into the wall socket area that you can actually use as a repeater or extender, as well as our disk ones to provide additional Wi-Fi that will fall under your APs. All right. But anyway, on your Wi-Fi 6 itself, on your routers, this gives us the capability to control it. I personally, I'm using my own one, and I can tell you it is lovely. So it's easy. Once I open up my Hik-Connect app, sorry, I had a bit of coffee, thanks to a team of mine. Once I open up my mobile app, immediately I can see my router. I can click on it, and it gives me all the information of how many people are on it, what's happening with it. If I see that one of my teenagers is on their mobile phone watching TikTok videos, it's now much easier because all I do is just block them. Done. Or I can set up a scheduled time period to say from this time to that time, they don't have internet. So at nighttime, when they go to bed at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, there is no internet. When they wake up at 6 o'clock, internet is back again. Wonderful. It's just on your phone from the couch. It's easy. Anyway, so for visitors as well, for your Wi-Fi management, your blocking, everything is available on that, so it makes it a lot easier. Moving forward, we also have our AX Pro as well as our AX Economic. We will release this year our AX Home. So that will be a new alarm system. It will be cost effective, a lot smaller than the existing AX Pro, but also with less features. But the nice thing about the AX Pro, as we just mentioned, is also not just seeing the alarm, but also doing configuration, having the widgets, and what else is there? Easier traffic, getting that text information. Yeah, it's just all around just a very good positive. Then I would like to show you guys how fast things have changed. So if you are familiar with the Hik-Connect app, but again, I have to announce that it all depends on your mobile device that you own. If you're like me that have teenagers that takes all your money, you have an El Cheapo phone, which this is not applicable. If you are a single person or you have a lot of money, then you might have a very expensive phone and you'll see the difference. So in the past, when you open up the Hik-Connect app, it was a lot slower. Now it's a lot faster and I cannot play the video. Play the video. Is it playing the video? Oh, there we go. So now it's playing the video and you're in it. So it's quick, it's fast. Once you click on it, it opens up and you're done. But like I said, for my cheap phone, due to the fact of having 2 teenagers paying full school fees and all the additional lovely things they want, I don't have that capability or that functionality. And then we get into the SOS section, as well as having that widget to be able to arm and disarm. Please take note that as you can see, where's my little laser again? As you can see with that SOS itself, This is towards the Hik-Connect app on AX Pro alarm systems. In future, you'll have additional features for arm and disarm on your NVR functionalities for your AccuSense cameras and your Hik-Pro cameras. Right. But this will work with anything above Android 6, and I think majority of people now are all above Android 10. If you're still using an Android 6 phone, yeah, I'm so sorry. Obviously, iPhones, it will also communicate. And like I said, this is for the AX Pro, including the AX Hybrid as well. But as I also mentioned, make sure that your AX Pro is updated to the latest version 2.0.0.0. Phew. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Play. Come on. No, not that. Yeah, this one. Not that one. No, stop that one. Play this one. There we go. So you have your stay, your arm, away arm. Oh, there goes the picture. Okay, this is a PPT, and video quality on death by PowerPoint does not always work well. But I'm sure you guys get the idea. So I'm just going to pause that and move on. Okay, moving on, we have that fall detection. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a really nice little gadget. It's very small in size. Majority of them also have additional charger connection or power lead connection. The charger connection is a Type-C USB cable, so you can just lick it, stick it, and plug in the charger, and you can look at grandma. And I don't mean it like look at grandma. I mean like, you know, make sure grandma is safe. You can't see visually anything decent, and I don't know how to illustrate that nicely because we didn't highlight the image, but it's like a very bad quality of black and white image, and you can barely see the shape of the person. So this will show you that, you know, the person has fallen down and they need assistance, but you can't see exactly any further information detail. If it's granddad, I don't trust him, so I wouldn't use that by granddad, but I'm sure you guys get the idea. The nice thing is there are different models available. We have the thermal imaging one itself. We have the fall detection with radar built in, so just the detection itself, as well as the auxiliary one as well. This is a nice one because if the person yells help, the recording will also trigger and notify you. So please have a look at this. This is also part of the Hik-Connect app, and it's a very nice, easy to use feature. You take the product, you scan the QR code, and it's connected to your mobile device. From there on, you can configure what is important. As important is, as an example, falling down, or maybe the person is in the bathroom for too long. It will notify you. If the person has maybe left their bed, it will notify you. If there's too many people at the bed, it will notify you, as well as other medical features. Please take note that this is not a solution to medical, how can I say, normal medical equipment. This is just an added additional feature to help you. Every percentage with notifying you that an elderly person needs assistance, or maybe somebody that's disabled needs assistance, this is the equipment that you can use to add to your value. All right, then we get into the team mode. Sure, okay, so let's get into it. First of all, we have the personal section, right? In the personal section, which is very nice and very easy to use, you have a web browser portal that you can log into. This means that if I have a multiple bit of chain stores, so I've got a little shop here, a little shop there, and a little shop there, I want to look at all those CCTVs, or I want to have some sort of control over that, or get some information, I can use this functionality. Maybe I have access control, so I want to know which staff goes in and out at those particular places, or maybe do time and attendance. I can also do the BI reporting as well, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. The nice feature is I can enroll or add additional staff members. I can also view them on a map location using the map option for the alarm center, as well as also any other maintenance that's required, alerts, and so on. When it comes to that personal, it's exactly the same as what you'll find on the Hik-Connect app. It's very similar way of configuration, as well as the homepage is similar, the live view is similar, the app additional center is also very similar. Then we get into the same functionalities of what your settings would be between your Hik Partner Pro and your Hik-Connect app. So if you want to go and configure maybe the backlight compensation, whether you are using the Hik Partner Pro app or the Hik-Connect app, the functionality, the feature, the way, the feel, everything is identical, making it easy for any users to get familiar with. Moving forward, another feature is having that multiple remote configuration, right? With the portal itself, this gives you the capability of making some differences on sites, making some changes on the names, or whatever the case might be. We can also customize the viewing. So for quick view, you can just select the option and you can add what cameras you want, maybe at all the shops. Maybe you just want to focus on the front entrance. Another nice feature is to extend that image itself. Maybe your computer has a built-in graphics card and you have additional HDMI or display ports. This allows you to be able to use 3 monitors in front of you, 1 to work on and 2 for displaying purposes if needed. Another nice feature is to be able to export any of those reports or even send it to the cloud storage. So this is part of that cloud storage. So please take note, if you are using the cloud storage for surveillance and for any reports, it's only for push notification, emergency notification, cloud storage. Right, as you can see in the next slide, for video playback or search, this only works with if there is a notification. So let me use an example. If you have some sort of intrusion detection at a camera from your backyard and someone walks past there and it triggers the alarm, that surveillance footage will be sent to the cloud, and this allows you to go back and play it back or search for it in the cloud storage functionality. The nice thing is we can also do target specific, whether it's vehicle or human. Aliens also do count because they're similar shape as ours. I'm joking. No, ET phone. Okay, moving forward, you also have additional features like giving you a little bit of a thumbprint as well. So when you are searching, it gives you a little bit of a thumbprint so you can see different slides. So it's easier for you to be able to pick up. So the cloud storage allows you also to download. The speed of that search is a lot faster than what it was, up to 16 channels, and you can have all of them downloaded with a way faster speed than previous. All right, moving forward, then we get into that BI reporting. Please take note that this is a lovely feature for any business or any company to look at activity for even a small shop or a retail chain store shops. This is just brilliant. Using the 7 series cameras, and again, this requires the 7 series cameras to be able to use this functionality. You have all the cameras in different locations, and we can use the people counting in that shop environment itself. When it comes to counting the amount of people, we can also see the flow of activity for a report. So if it is a weekly report, we can see, or daily report, we can see there's more activity this side of the shop compared to other regions. Very similar to our heat mapping, but just in our 7 series, as well as our BI reporting. Okay, moving forward, when it comes to that cloud storage for the access control, which is a nice feature. In the past, I'm not going to tell you how uncomfortable and how not easy it is, especially if you're an HR person. Now things have changed quite a bit. With this flexibility itself, we can capture this onto the cloud storage environment. We have the capability of having QR code, Bluetooth, or remote opening. So this allows you to remotely open that access control by using this feature. We have additional ones for visitors as well, so you can capture your own visitor and what they get as a QR code. Once they arrive at the terminal, they can show the QR code and that will grant them access to the building. You can also link cameras to a specific door area. So if there is a specific event or something happening, or maybe somebody goes to a terminal and they're not authorized to be there and they present their face, it will see them as a stranger, which can link an alarm, start recording the camera so you can see where they are walking around. We can also export this out, which makes it a lot easier. There are different methods of exporting this. Majority of guys are using Excel sheets. Okay, give me a second to take a sip. Talking a lot is not always easy. Anyway, moving forward. Sorry, can you? There we go. Thank you. Anyway, so my apologies. People don't read the sign on the door. Okay, time and attendance, also another feature. Like I mentioned, for HR, it's kind of difficult. So now you can enroll the person, send it to the cloud, and send it to the rest of the devices, making it a lot easier for you to be able to pull that report or maybe do payroll for that staff. You can also create shift and different schedules for when the staff members are allowed to be able to be there. And another feature is obviously for employees to clock in or out, lunchtime in, lunchtime out. And there are additional features. We can also have a GPS location on the Hik-Connect app. So if they have to be in a specific environment or area, this allows them to log in by using the Hik-Connect app itself, presenting their face, and it takes the GPS location, clocking them in on the site where they are supposed to be. So for salespeople, that might be a problem because, yeah, we all know time for sales are not the same as the rest of us. Anyway, for video intercom, right? For intercom solution, I'm not going to run you down about all the negative things that was in the past. I'm just going to tell you about the positive things like I mentioned a little bit earlier. So again, the low bandwidth, making it easier. If there's someone at your gate and you're not at home and they ring the bell, this can go to the cloud storage. So if the guy rips off the device, it will already be sent to the cloud storage and you'll get still the notification and you can still go to the playback and show the police officer it was your mother-in-law with the baseball bat. All right. So for visitors as well, maybe you have, and I'm just saying, this is South Africa. I'm just trying to use an example. Maybe you have an online store that you order or buy stuff from, and maybe they need to deliver it and you're too afraid because you're not at home, but you want to grant them access. So you can send in the QR code as a visitor. This allows them to present it at the terminal, if the terminal allows to pick up QR codes, allowing them to put the parcel by your front door and then going out by the gate again and closing the gate, which makes it a lot easier. But in South Africa, if you do that, your house is empty the next day. Moving forward, as the smart video search. So in the past, it was a lot difficult, especially, and again, we are on the Hik-Connect side and we are on the Hik Partner Pro side. But on the Hik-Connect side itself, it makes it easier because now if you have multiple stores, you can search for, like I said, person or maybe a vehicle or something specific that you would like to search for. So this allows it to make it a lot easier. This is between our 3 Series and our 7 Series cameras, not BMW. And then for motion detection 2.0, and there is a big difference between motion detection 1.0, which was that red little blocks, and motion detection 2.0, which is green blocks. Okay, if you go onto your Hik-Connect app, you can also go to your settings on your app itself, and you can say that you want to see that motion detection or the line crossings on your device that was set up. So some people prefer it, other people don't prefer it. So it's up to you. Then we get into that better experience itself when it comes to this capability. So we've reduced the bandwidth, like I mentioned. We also made sure that that video search is a lot faster. And as I also mentioned, making it smoother, giving you the little thumbprints as well. And the download speed is a lot faster itself. So people don't always understand this. If I got my mobile phone, and I'm telling it that I want to see what happened yesterday from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It needs to go and fetch that information off that NVR or DVR, download it towards your phone so you can actually view it. So that's the communication. So in the past, when somebody would do that, it will take a bit of time. It depends on your network and the infrastructure, but it takes time. Now we've increased it due to the fact that that server for Hik Central and Hik Partner Pro is a lot closer to Africa, making it more accessible. All right, moving forward. What other features are we expecting? Okay, so how about for the management of the your access control, your video intercom, straight from the app, like I informed you guys, adding those devices to your Hik-Connect app, which is just a brilliant feature on its own. Remote configuration, so you can immediately, let's say you have a venue and you want to keep the door remain open on that mag lock. It's a tip of a button and that door will remain open until you say stop. All right. You can add or manage your personnel itself and also provide additional password or templates for QR codes for them to be able to handle. This is a free license for 10 doors and 100 people, which I think for small businesses is ideal. All right. Then you also have that onboard feature itself for onboard surveillance for mobile vehicles. This is maybe for a mobile NVR or our G4 units for vehicles itself with DBAs. That is your driver behavior analytics itself. You can also get notifications and also monitor what's happening with that. Receive phone calls from them, etc. We also have our e-learning platform where you can train. So that's also another feature, which is my department. So for the e-learning, you have the capability through your mobile app to do your training as well, making it a lot easier for you. You can activate additional licenses. So if you do purchase additional licenses for your Hik-Connect app, whatever your requirements are, you can activate those licenses, making it easier. If you are using a Microsoft cloud storage, you can also use that same login details instead of using your normal login details to access that information, making it a lot easier for you. Ooh, and then we get into our Hik Partner Pro side, which is a little bit short, but it's straightforward. I think for the technical guys, play around, it's definitely worth it. I really enjoy it. Yesterday, we had a struggle as well, and I pulled out my phone, I connected to the device and configured, and I was done while they were still trying to get their laptop on. So just #same, pretty awesome. So SADP tool is built into it as long as you're in the same network or Wi-Fi connectivity. Like we mentioned earlier, you can get a cable from your mobile phone to RJ45, then plug into the camera or the device network, and you can do your configuration there, which makes it a lot easier. Your setup, your remote configuration, everything is quite easy. You can also do the handover. So once you are done with the configuration, you can hand it over towards your customer, making it a lot easier. So auto adding multiple different devices, hand-overing to your client. So once you've done with the setup, your client can just scan the QR code. And once they scan the QR code, they have taken control over the system. If they want to grant you permission again, they can allow you permission, like maybe to look at the health monitoring of the network, but maybe not the video streaming, because again, that's privacy. Okay, then we get into that feature, like I mentioned. So that's kind of awkward for any installer, any technician, once you get to a site itself, maybe the Wi-Fi signal is bad, or maybe you have to ask the client, hi, can you give me your Wi-Fi password? Which I already feel uncomfortable with. So that's very wet. So that's a no-no. So the nice thing is using our network switches through that. Once you connect the cameras in, you can have your Hik-Connect phone connected to it and basically just communicate to those additional ports. Or you can use your phone with, like I said, that LAN connection or Type-C or whatever connection your phone is using, connected to the switch or directly to the camera. But remember, the camera needs to be powered up. So if it is a non-PoE switch, then you're going to have maybe a little bit problems. All right. So make sure that your power is there and you can do your configuration. Another feature is obviously that topology in the CCTV side. I know these images are not they're a little bit Chinese, but again, we're a Chinese company. So making it easier, having the topology itself, looking at the health of the network itself for that environment of your clients. So for any company, it's just added additional feature. If you want to link any live views to those devices, you can do so as well. There's quite a bit more additional features in that, especially the playback and also picture capturing to capture a certain amount of pictures. So making it easier. So you have an image. So when you open it up, you'll see the same image every time you know where that location is. Updating firmware. This is a very nice feature, but in our infrastructure of South Africa, please make sure that when you are updating any firmware of any Hikvision devices, make sure that the infrastructure of those equipment is correct. This means that if there is load shedding or an internet disconnection, that it's not going to interrupt the upload of that firmware update. The firmware update is on a hardware chipset, which means that if it gets interrupted, you're going to have to flash and reload the software, which means you need to send it to wherever you purchase it. And then you must send it to Hikvision, and Hikvision is going to bill you. And we don't want to go through that process. So make sure that if you are maybe updating firmware on a camera, that camera is on a PoE switch, and that PoE switch has backup power. So if there's load shedding, it doesn't get interrupted. That's the main idea. Unbinding devices, yes, you have the capability through the app. So if any of you have seen my YouTube video in the past, I've shown how easy this is. It's very straightforward. Maybe go play. Maybe go and set up a device and deliberately forget the password, or maybe use another person's device now and try and unbind it. It's the best way to learn. The same goes for resetting the password. It's very straightforward, very easy. And you also have the capability of putting it onto the a email address for that backup password. Then for the management of the system, and we're almost done. We're almost there. Sure. When it comes to that management of that system, you can create your own admin person, different users that needs to be using. So they call it users. I think in the field out there, you might call it a admin person, then a technical manager, maybe then technicians, and etc. So you can use that functionality to be able to manage them and grant them different controls or access to different sites. So maybe user one, which is now technical team number one, he is using this and he was granted permission to look after the health monitoring or the maintenance of a specific site of a client. And maybe he's off sick. Now you need to send user number 2. So then you can reassign it to making it easier. You can also link which ARC company needs to do the monitoring, and also have additional cloud storages if you need to do any reports or upload any other further information. Another feature to note, like I mentioned quite a few times, is that health monitoring. It makes it a lot easier, but not just that, also getting the notifications. So you can set up certain rules. If the camera gets disconnected, maybe there's a no link, or maybe there's an IP clash, it will warn you by your mobile device on your Hik Partner Pro app. All right. Also, cloud storage, there is a wizard guide to help you step by step how to do the setup and what requirements you need. Reporting is also available. So exporting those reports is a very nice feature for any of the devices. So if your client wants to know what's going on, you can send out the report and show the customer. We recommend maybe a backup power supply, like a UPS for your camera system, because as the report is showing, every time there's load shedding, that keeps on disconnecting. All right. And that is it for this training session of our Hik League. So my name is Eben, and after this, we have the Q&A. So if you are interested in that, please stay behind. If you are watching the YouTube video, see you next time. All right. Thank you very much. There we go.